In the years before World War II began, France had made sure to strengthen the fortifications along the German border. This was called the Maginot Line. These strong fortifications were thought to cause the Germans to be pushed north into Belgium, which would lead them to be defeated by the French army without causing any damage to the French territory. The Germans saw an opening in the heavily defended Maginot Line at the forest of Ardennes. They knew it would not be heavily defended because the French would not expect to face an attack there. In early May of 1940, German panzers pushed the British and French troops to the English Channel. The Germans had reached the coast of France in just 6 days. The British Expeditionary Force, or BEF, along with their French allies, were stranded in the port of Dunkirk. The heat of the conflict was upon them. How were they going to evacuate before the German forces wiped them off the beach? Who was going to save them? The BEF began to form a perimeter around Dunkirk in order to defend themselves. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Winston Churchill and Admiral Bertram Ramsay devised an ingenious evacuation plan. They called it Operation Dynamo. The troops at Dunkirk were to be rescued by a fleet of destroyers and cargo ships. In addition, a call went out to British civilian boat owners to help. 700 of these owners responded and put their lives and vessels on the line to help in the operation. These were known as the little ships, fishing boats, pleasure craft, and small commercial vessels. The plan was to take the shortest route from Dunkirk to Dover, which was a risk because it was in the line of German fire. Both Ramsay and Churchill hoped to evacuate at least 45,000 men from the beach before the Germans bore down on them.
We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on.
During the first day of Operation Dynamo, the German bombers destroyed docks and forced soldiers to wade out to board the ships. Nevertheless, the first and second days were a success, with over 24,000 soldiers picked up. But over 300,000 still awaited rescue. Where were the ships? Could they get there in time? Thanks to the Royal Air Force that fought off the German planes, the evacuation numbers grew. About 47,000 were rescued on May 29th, and almost 121,000 over the next 2 days. From June 1st to 5th, another 117,000 men were rescued. And those little ships were at the heart of this. Captain Lightoller of the yacht Sundowner remembers saving these soldiers. I now started to pack them on deck. I could feel her getting distinctly tender, so took no more. Actually, we had exactly 130 on board. They were literally packed like proverbial sardines. The most people he had ever had on his ship was 21. Although these numbers were truly amazing, sadly, many men and supplies were left behind. Over 68,000 were killed, wounded, or captured. More than 200 ships, 100 aircrafts, 2,000 field guns, 63,000 vehicles, and about 500,000 tons of supplies were left strewn across the beaches of Dunkirk. And Churchill warned the nation, wars are not won by evacuations. All in all, the operation was highly successful. Over 330,000 men were rescued. The Battle of Dunkirk resonated in the hearts of all Britons, soldiers and civilians alike, as a source of great pride and hope. In the face of what seemed an impossible task, together they had performed a miracle. Operation Dynamo proved to be one of the most miraculous military evacuations in history.